All right, Trevor. We got the last portion. The reports are done. Now it's time for the wrestling. So we got the 5 big stories, in my opinion, of what's been going on, and they get your attention. Let's start out with the obvious one, because I didn't want to mention the Money in the Bank. Mm-hmm. John Cena announces his retirement in professional wrestling.
Yep.
Sad.
It is.
John Cena, I think I've stayed a lot for the episode we did for this channel, but John Cena is my hero growing up. Did a lot for me personally. Hero of all heroes during the PG era of WWE. I'm sad to see him go, but I'm thankful for all the times we met. Trevor, I've said this before. This next couple WWE events, man, we really should consider on going because this is John Cena's last. Well, it is his last tour now. We need to be a part of it in any way we can.
Agreed.
It just sucks that he's leaving. I know he won't even stay till 2026 at SummerSlam. That's what sucks, though. So we gotta take every chance we can if he's coming. John Cena, I've stayed before. Really happy for what he's doing for not only wrestling but WWE. He stated that he is not done after WrestleMania because I thought he was. It'll be his last WrestleMania this next year, but he's going to finish the year out. And then once he's retiring the jorts, and he's going to be wearing a suit from now on for WWE. Well, that's probably a special occasion, but that's the plan. What do you think about John Cena retiring?
It's shocking, but I like it. Because he gets to say he's going out on top of his game, unlike a lot of guys and wrestlers where they kind of wrestle a little bit too long and then they get kind of washed out and they look like shit.
Yeah, literally.
John Cena's still in pretty damn good shape and he still can put on a really good match and he knows that. And he's kind of stopping when he knows like he's not going to be reaching his limit and he's going to reach that wall, you know. He's still doing it when he can. What
a weird time to retire in Money in the Bank. Why are you retiring? Why not Boston, like your hometown, or
yeah?
I don't know, but no judgment. He was just like, why am I retiring here? Well, Canada. He went into the story like how Canada was great for him. I'm like, okay.
Fair enough.
Your choice, and they're giving him the creative freedom, which is cool.
That is really cool, too.
Some dream matches I want to see before John leaves. I think him and Gunther would be pretty interesting to watch. I think John and Carmelo Hayes I'd be interested in seeing. I mean, it'd be pretty interesting to see him and Braun Breaker once. I don't know. If this is the last WrestleMania, could we have him and freaking Randy Orton one-on-one? They've never had a first ever WrestleMania match. Let's have these two fight at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. Please, I think it'd just be worth it. Good way for John to go out in his career. Would he win the 16? Do you think he'll be 16-time or 17-time world champion? Do you think he'll break it?
He might.
I think the big career call would be him. It'd be cool to see him turn heel. I doubt it's going to happen. One last run as 17th world champion. I always had a vision if John Cena turned heel, it would be his last title run. He goes out with a heel, and he ends his career as a heel. That would be so cool.
That'd be pretty kick-ass,
but they only have a year, and they would have to start building up now. They got something planned, but Triple H, whoever's in charge, please book him right. Please. Mm-hmm. Trish Stratus, when she announced she was the host of Money in the Bank this couple weeks ago, when she announced that John Cena was coming out, she was his tag team partner in her hometown, and I'm like, oh, John Cena, why are you here? Then I'm like, is he saying he's retiring? He's like, I officially announced I'm retiring. I'm like, oh, what? I bought his shirt. My last time is now. His quote's like, so if you want some, you better come and get some quickly because the champ is here. Pretty much saying, if you want me, come and find me.
Yep.
So, John, WWE, give the fans what they want. Let's see Super Cena one more time throughout this next year and a half. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. So that's that. It's sad, but it's great to see John. happy. Number 2, Uncle Howdy makes his Raw debut. Oh my God. Uncle Howdy, besides the Bloodline, what they're doing with that and Cody, I think this is the main reason why people are curious about this ratings and stuff. The fact that Uncle Howdy, this whole thing with the Wyatt 6 is getting personal, dark, mysterious, bloody, crazy. What the hell is WWE trying to do with this storyline? Because their debut, don't get me wrong, I remember like, what in the freaking Nikki Cross comes out, or sorry, they hate to break it, but that's what happened. Nikki Cross comes out, the crazy lady, and then she leads to Eric Rowan, or Eric Redbeard, want to call him. He's laid out like multiple security guards, and then they get to the back. The whole production is destroyed. Dexter Lumis is sitting there. Joe goes behind the curtain. Joe Gacy is there looking crazy. And then Chad Gable is laid out. And Jim Cornette was like, Chad Gable's pretty much fucked. He's killed pretty much.
Yep.
And then Uncle Howdy comes out mysteriously. The camera work they're doing for this too, it's just, what is happening? And then they're trying to play details of Bo's career. Like, how did you feel about Bray dying? And he's like, there you are. And starts doing those personal feelings for Bo. And then what they're doing recently, they're targeting Chad because Chad turned on the Alpha Academy. And then what I think is interesting, that Rowan is getting added into this because he was close with Bray and Luke when they passed, talking about their feelings. And then they're adding more and more details. I'm just like, what are they going to plan to do with this? I hope we're getting Chad and him at SummerSlam, but Trevor, what's your take on this Uncle Howdy shit? It's just, what do you have to say about this?
I just think it's been a really cool storyline and idea that they're doing, because you don't really know what they're aiming for right now, but you know they're aiming for something very crazy, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is kind of the mystery of it that kind of keeps, at least me, interested in seeing like how they put all these pieces together
and how much time they're doing for this as well.
Exactly.
Flat out amazing. I can't wait to see what next. It's giving me a reason to care.
Damn right.
As well as this next.
Damn right.
As well as this next thing we talked about a little bit. The Bloodline. Solo Sikoa, leading a new bloodline, announces that he is the new tribal chief. Him, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu lay out Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman states, I love you, Solo, but you are not my tribal chief. Solo attacks him, puts him through the table along with his crew, take him up as the new tribal chief, and says to Roman, if you want these, come and take them. You weren't man enough to hold on to the world title. Pretty much calling Roman Reigns out a liar for what he was trying to do back in those days when he was still champion. I don't know where this bloodline has been, but this bloodline is amazing, bro. I just think they're ruthless. They're just savages. They only care about winning. They want to be the number one guy still. Solo is, my godly, the best choice they have right now. You can make an argument from Jacob Fatu, but that's totally different. Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, the two freaking dangerous human beings in professional wrestling, especially within Japan. Jacob Fatu is just a freak of nature as it is. Possibly a new member of the Bloodline. Hikuleo, probably. I don't know what they got going on still with the Bloodline, but this story with what they're trying to push and everything, oh my god, dude. What have you, Trevor, what have you had to see for like what the Bloodline is doing with when they're trying to attack Cody and Kevin and Randy? And what's your impressions of this new Bloodline compared to Cody's? Or compared to Roman's Bloodline?
Honestly, this is it looks like it's a lot more in your face and like we mean business type thing. I mean, not that the Roman Reigns one didn't have moments like that.
Yeah.
But this is like almost instant, like, don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah, because this thing they weren't bad. The other one wasn't bad. It really wasn't.
Bad,
it's just they got comedical.
It got boring.
Yeah, like they didn't. It wasn't like what it once was in 2021, and then they broke it up and all, or 2022. Sorry, and oh my god, 2023, and they like broke it up and started just like, I don't know. It's just been interesting what they did with the Bloodline after that, but. Now we got something more aggressive and ruthless too. It's just been amazing watching that. Next one. WWE, NXT, and TNA crossover. Now, we just touched a little bases on that. I don't know what they've been... This has been something to get NXT's ratings up. I support it. Because, Trevor, I think I've told this a while in the podcast, or maybe off-screen too, but like NXT, not counting what it has... There's no stars. No, nothing major that's happened for like star power there once was. It wasn't black and gold. They had some stars that had some potential in the company. But now they bring in, they have this partnership with TNA. Ever since they brought Jordan Grayson, they've been bringing more guys from TNA down. They brought Frankie Kazarian, who is underappreciated as a professional wrestler in TNA. They brought in Joe Hendry. Wait, I'm sorry. Did I just say Joe Hendry? No, I didn't say Joe Hendry. Trevor, did I just say Joe Hendry?
No, you didn't. Of course you didn't.
No.
You would
I
never.
just said I didn't say Joe Hendry, did I?
No, never.
I didn't. I know I didn't. Please.
No.
Please.
No.
Please
no.
don't. Please don't say it. Please. I didn't say Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry, you mean?
Yeah, no. Don't say.
I said it.
No.
I did though.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Cause they love him in London and Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland and Canada and Mexico. They say, I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
The freaking Eric guitar.
So fucking dumb.
Wave your hands and oh my god. Yes, Joe Hendry. Okay. Bringing him in the company was shocking. I was at work and I remember I heard people were talking about Joe Hendry. I'm like, why are we talking about Joe Hendry? And he made an appearance in NXT. I'm like, wait, what? They're bringing stars from NXT down? And then they also brought recently, we just saw the Rascals, Zachary Wentz and Trey Miguel make their appearance. And I'm like, what is happening? Are we seeing a worlds collide? Is this what they need to get the ratings up? And yes, it was, because this is what is getting people's attention. I mean, what do you have to think about this little partnership they have going on with TNA and WWE? It's just, I can't. Who would have thought TNA and WWE would be having a partnership right now?
I mean, yeah. Who in the right mind would think that they would just kind of come together and do things together? Like, I never would have expected that.
The possibilities are endless.
But since they're partnering up, there's so much shit that they can do now, and so much cool stuff they can do with all of this. There's endless.
I'm just saying this real quick. Right now, Joe Hendry's he was in a world title match turned by Josh Alexander turned heel. I'm just saying, if they bring Joe Hendry to NXT, Ethan Page is the world champion. They do a feud of him.
Yep.
Josh and him are former tag partners. Bring him to NXT or TNA. I'm just saying that would get the ratings. Matt and Jeff Hardy are not signed to TNA, but if they are and they come to NXT, they could win the NXT. The only titles they haven't won in WWE.
Yep.
I'm also saying we got the Rascals reunion, which is cool and all. I'm also saying if they sign, there was somebody else that just had to go, but if they have all these guys assigned the possibilities are endless for dream matches. Nick, can you imagine Dolph Ziggler returning to NXT? WWE? He's the world champion right now, making his return. Yep. I'm just saying that would be pretty sick. But you see what I mean? The combinations, the results, the way that people are doing business, I love it. Hey, Joe, I heard the news about Joe Henry coming to Minnesota. Can't wait till he comes. But yeah, it's been a fun time for that. And then last but not least, Trevor, this is probably one you aren't familiar with, but Ricochet is leaving the WWE and possibly going to AEW. What is, Ricochet, the guy who does the high flying stuff? The guy that's the tan dude, bald guy, dating the ring announcer. Mm-hmm. I've known Ricochet since the Indies, Japan, the shit him and Ospreay have done together.
I didn't realize he was leaving.
Yes. So, here's my thing. This is not how I feel about Ricochet. If they would have used the Universal Championship correctly, he could have tested if he was a world champion. Mm-hmm. They never pushed Ricochet to be a world champion material. Only mid-carder and maybe tag title, etc. My thing with Ricochet is that they never tested him in particular. If he's in AEW, I think they could test him. Here's my thing. And I don't think it's Triple H's fault. I'm not going to say it's his fault. Maybe it's Vince or whoever else's stuff. When you're in a position that, in my opinion, if you feel like you're not doing more, not doing enough, not doing anything new or extraordinary or anything that will get people's attention besides cool moves, do you think if it's coming to like this point for Ricochet of not getting the actual serious push for like a world title run or just something heel turn or something like that, what do you do in that case when it comes to somebody that not being pushed to the next level in WWE? Do you think it's best for him to leave the number one company in the world? Or do you think it's better of him to just keep riding the same ship that he does?
I mean, I think leaving is probably the easiest thing to do. I mean, Dolph Ziggler did it. Cody Rhodes did it. CM Punk did it. Edge did it.
Yeah.
All these guys did this, and look at where they're at now. Dolph Ziggler's on the top of the world right now.
Literally.
Top of his game. Cody Rhodes left, went to AEW, did other independent stuff, dominated, came back. Now he's the world champion in WWE. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if he wants to propel his career, he needs to do that. Mm-hmm. And there's multiple examples of why him leaving can easily make him prosper. Oh, and how could I forget? Jon Moxley left, and look at him.
Yeah.
He's
killing it.
Doing the best shit he's ever done in his career.
I think, and those are really good points. I'm glad you picked all of them because that's how everyone was thinking. And it's hard. I feel bad for Ricochet because I know how great Ricochet is. I know the potential he had. I've said this before. The Universal title was not a great title. Mm. But my thing, I always view this as this. If Roman Reigns can take that and level it to another level, and there's other guys like Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens in a way, and all the other guys that won it. If the booking was right, and let's say Ricochet maybe would have won the title in the future, my view is that is the practice title for to get to the WWE Championship.
Right.
It's a world title in my view, but I'm just saying if he would have won the world title and get a practice run, then we could have the test.
Yep.
If he would have had a good run. Like, I think of guys, Cesaro, when he was here, if they would have ended the way that he did, Cesaro could have been a world champion, a practice, see how that won. The Miz, much as I really laugh at his world title runs, no offense, but if he would have cashed in at Mania during the pandemic and Bryan won and they had a run of that, The Miz could show how valuable he is as a world champion because he didn't really get to do that much.
Mm-hmm.
Not Edge, but you know, in a way, if Christian came back, Christian could have done the same
That's
thing
what
too.
I was gonna drop him.
He wouldn't have been in the position, but I'm saying if he was in it, though, he could have represented that.
Agreed.
Same thing if you could have got the practice for him. Now he's in AEW, and now he's killing it for what he's doing with the TNT and now Trios champion, Father of the Year, by the way. Father's, no, I'm saying that. But anyway, dead. Just kidding. And yeah, and then there's a lot of guys in the roster. If they would have had the Universal title, I'm just saying, if that's the case, then we could have had a practice run for Ricochet. We could have seen what he could have done. We could have seen the potential he had. Because when he was Intercontinental and U.S. title, I was happy for him. But they didn't do much after that with him. They didn't let him defend it more and prove why he is literally like his old way. He's a superhero beyond superhero powers. He can do the stuff that Will Ospreay did. Seth Rollins said in a quote when him and Seth and Will are beefing on the internet, they're like, we already have a Will Ospreay, and that's Ricochet. I don't know what to tell you. I'm happy if Ricochet goes to AEW. I know Tony Khan will take care of him. I just hope at the end of the day Ricochet is happy, and I hope Ricochet finds what he's looking for. And if he comes back,
cool.
Great.
If not, that's fine.
It is what it is. And I'm just saying, if he comes to AEW, him and Ospreay are going to cook, and they are going to take professional wrestling on another level.
Mm-hmm.